west from Buffalo, New York, and this is the Wastewater Warehouse.
What is the Wastewater Warehouse, you might ask? Well, the Wastewater Warehouse is a civic data warehouse that, there we go, that is an online analytical service that supports systems-level decision-making across the stormwater management ecosystem in Western New York right now. It combines, analyzes, and interprets data from a variety of different sources, and most importantly, it harmonizes those data sources, then those data sets, so that we can have complete and comprehensive views of local wastewater infrastructure, discharges, and the green infrastructure workforce.
Now, a number of the challenges that we're looking to solve stem from combined sewer systems, which are fairly common in older cities. There are about 800 communities across the United States that deal with these. And these are essentially sewer systems that combine both wastewater and stormwater, and during periods of intense rainfall or snowmelt, are overwhelmed and release partially treated or untreated sewage into surrounding water bodies. This polluted stormwater can lead to declining water health, ecosystem deterioration, and economic disruption to various sectors of the economy. Now, more specifically in Western New York, the Buffalo Niagara watershed involves 42 local governments which are meant to fund, cover, and report on different issues. And no individual polity has the ability to cover the entire scope of stormwater issues. So we're hoping that our system can help to fill that gap and provide that overarching view. More specifically, we're also responding to the Erie Hack Mini Challenge to develop a stormwater mapping tool. We've worked with the Erie County Office of GIS and the Western New York Stormwater Coalition to develop something that is truly beneficial to different municipalities, which might be our clientele. This also loops into, we've already used 6 different related Erie Hack challenges, 3 of which we've highlighted below.
Thanks, John. John just mentioned those 42 different municipalities, and so what we've done is we've integrated into one unified view, into other multiple unified views in the warehouse. But this gives an overview of the infrastructure from a municipal level, the types of infrastructure and the different characteristics of the infrastructure across Western New York. Now, taking a closer look, regular citizens and municipal workers can find information on any individual wastewater or stormwater outfall. And you can see examples here in the lower left-hand corner of the different types of data that are all integrated so that for that single outfall, you have a very detailed view. Now that's all well and good, but the most important piece of the wastewater warehouse is the analytical insights that it provides to decision makers. Here we have an example from the town of Amherst, which is a large suburb of the city of Buffalo. Amherst only had a few wastewater discharge events over the past year. And our analytics show that it takes about 1.4 inches of rain to overwhelm that system. That is a lot of rain. Compare that, if you will, to another town, just 2 towns over, West Seneca, which over the past year had dozens of wastewater discharge events, and it only took less than ½ of an inch of rain to overwhelm that system. That system fails every time it rains less than ½ an inch. And this is where the real value of the wastewater warehouse comes in that decision makers and people who control resources can allocate those resources and make priorities to address the biggest problems first.
The wastewater warehouse also makes use of a few different SMS-based tools for both interested and concerned citizens and municipal actors alike. For citizens, we provide storm drain alerts, which go out whenever rain is in the forecast, reminding concerned individuals to go out and check if their storm drains are clear to ensure that wastewater systems are operating at peak efficiency. For municipalities and the individuals actually going out and inspecting outfalls, we've converted the New York State's outfall inspection checklist into a standardized chatbot that instantly collects that information, streams it to the wastewater warehouse, and allows for daily updates of that data. Now, the impacts that we're hoping to see from this are increased public and professional awareness of different stormwater issues. Consequent to this, we're hoping that civic actors change their policies so that we see reductions in the total amount of polluted runoff entering our local water bodies, and an overall increase in lake health and resilience as a result of lower levels of pollution. Additionally, we're hoping to increase the predictability of compliance costs, essentially lowering the sewer taxes on citizens and taxpayers alike, and increase the use of green infrastructure in stormwater management practices going forward.
Now, the wastewater warehouse is just getting started. Over the past spring and this summer, we've been identifying and integrating data sets from Erie and Niagara counties and working very closely with local stakeholders to make sure that this is actually a fit for what they need. By the end of the year, though, we'd like to expand the wastewater warehouse to include data sets from New York State, and by spring of next year, we'd like to include metropolitan areas across the Great Lakes region. Thank you very much, and we'd like to take any of your questions.
everybody.